Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two of Create Expectations. If you have not watched part one, you should definitely go do so on Zara's channel. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all of the fun things, and then come back here for the rest of the show, right?
For the real fun.
For the real fun. Side note, I'm trying to not say welcome back because someone kindly pointed out that theoretically you haven't been here before. You've been on part one this whole time.
I guess. I think it was welcome. I think it's welcome back because people have like the slight pause of like, okay, have to go to the other channel to listen to the rest.
Well, now I'm curious if it should be welcome back or not.
How do people want to be welcomed? Let us
Do
know.
you want to be welcomed at all?
Right. Do you want us to just be like that Dick's Last Resort where we're just unkind to you from start to finish and you pay money for the experience?
You just taught me about this. I did not know this was a thing.
I think it's one of the most BS things. Like, you have to spend money for people to be mean to you. Like, I feel like that's just been an option in my life for free for too long for to be charged for it.
I feel like I didn't know about it because I'm Canadian.
I did like when I looked at the little blurb, like I was like, okay, like what's good way I can explain it to Sarah? So I just searched it, and it like made a distinction. It's like it's a U.S. chain. Like Canadians wouldn't stand for it. I don't
No,
think.
Canadians not welcomed. Oh man. Um. Anyway, moving on.
I feel like the Canadian version of that would just be like a lot of rolling of the eyes, based on my
Oh,
experiences with you.
I thought you were gonna say the Canadian version of that would just be like people apologizing to each other.
Oh, that's yeah, that's also accurate with you. So
Yeah.
only apologizing for things you're not sorry for, though.
Right.
Right, things that don't matter exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. All right.
sorry, sorry to make that distinction.
No, you're not.
I know. I'm just practicing my Canadianness.
Uh, you want to do some viewer questions?
Yeah,
All
of
right.
course.
I'm gonna do them. There's two, and I'm gonna save the second one because I feel like it'll be easy for us to derail on the second one. Um, but anyway,
Oh dear.
it's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. You're not gonna love it. Um,
I feel like I'm being set up right now.
uh,
You're like,
so welcome to
good.
Dick's. So I think this is damn crack or damn C-rack. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. It kind of matters. So tell me if I'm wrong. Um, he said CG introduced Kairos as a new gear piece to allow a catch-up mechanic of sorts on legacy gear. So basically, like you don't have to use as many stun guns, cuffs, etc. Um,
That's just what they told us.
that's what they told us. That is accurate. That is what they told us. Do you see them adding another new piece in the future with the option to accelerate Kairos, or do you think that they would just increase the Cairo income through things like get to and get three currency, um, with like missions in Return of the Empire territory battles to soften or to soft accelerate older Cairo tunes while increasing the number of Kairos required on new tunes, making them difficult to gear?
That's a lot to take in.
Yes.
I think it's too late for them to add another gear piece, frankly. I think what they have is what they're going to have.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, you're right about them being just total a-holes with the Kyro. Like, there are very few things that CG has done that piss me off more than
And
Cairo,
Kairos?
the addition of Cairo Tech. It was just such. They were like, hey, we're just gonna like make this really really difficult to find a gear piece, a central piece for like it. Like Cairo's required in every single character.
it just like
since
it.
it started it.
Yeah, and like what they said they were going to do, whether or not that was their intention truly, and then it just derailed from there, or what, it didn't work. Like that's not. It just creates a different bottleneck, and I feel like if you introduce a new piece, you're just creating another bottleneck.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're fine with the current bottlenecks, frankly.
Right.
Like, they very clearly announced they want the lower level relic pieces to be bottlenecks, and they want Kyrotech to be bottlenecks, and they want Signal Data to be bottlenecks.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's your
So
bottlenecks.
yeah, I just don't see them introducing another gear piece either. I yeah.
Maybe. Maybe they will. I wouldn't be that surprised. Like, I think I was talking about it on Gambit last night. It's like, well, there's like surprised, and then there's like CG surprised of like, like
hmm
yeah, I would be surprised if they did, but I'd be like, well, it is CG. I mean, they might do something like that. They're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. But hmm, I also don't see them like soft accelerating older tunes, so to speak, like by
Yeah.
increasing the income. Because realistically, all what they've been doing is just creating caps on the new currencies so that we don't have like you're forced to spend it. You know what I mean? So you're not really
Right.
increasing anything in a way. If that makes
Well,
sense.
correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like they could just give newer characters more Cairo requirements.
Right. Yeah. So instead of needing like 350 shock Cairo, you need 450.
450 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a way, that would soft accelerate the older characters because they would. It's like, well, I mean, I could gear two of these characters or one of the newer ones.
Right.
Like which one do I choose? Like, to me, that seems like something they could hook up. I don't know.
Right. But I mean, if it comes down to like I could gear Ugnaught and Cup
Yeah.
or Captain Rex, you're probably gonna do Rex.
Hmm. Spicy. Yeah. Well, but I mean, yeah. I mean, sure. Rex would require Cairo, and the other two don't. But you know,
Well,
no. So, but you're right. You're right. In general, like that would, I don't know. To me, that seems like that would do it. I'm just curious. Like at some point, they've kind of got walked themselves into this certain point of like, what's the next bot? Like if they break one of their current bottlenecks, how do they give us another one?
right. I don't even want to think about that.
In which case, I guess I could maybe see a new gear level or something. Or maybe it's just like, hey, your new bottlenecks are droid brains, and the new meta is Relic 9, but
Mhm.
you can't get droid brains. You can get everything else, but not that or something. I don't know. And Relic 10 would be out. It sounds like a mess. I hate it.
Don't put that out into the universe.
I already did.
No, no,
I'm trying to regret it. Let me find. Let me find. No. No.
no.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Okay, next question.
I tried
Which,
really hard.
oh man, you're totally gonna love this question. Um,
You like this. You have this coming.
you do. Okay, so Darwin Scarata
Uh-oh.
was asking, oh man, I love this question. What superstitions do you have in the game?
Hmm. Good answer. What superstitions you have in the game?
I know, that's why I know that you are gonna love this because you're gonna just I can already like see you shaking your head and eye rolling me and sighing at my superstitions.
Yeah, there's a lot of just really charming superstitions that you have.
Do you not have
Oh,
any, like at all?
I absolutely do have one that I can think of. I wouldn't be too surprised if I have more, but
Okay.
the one that I'm thinking of. So for me, I so this is based on what used to be truth, and I've just haven't been willing to change it.
Mhm.
Is back in the day, it mattered where you placed fives in terms of when he got sacrificed.
Yeah.
So you always wanted him to be the last in your group. And I don't even remember these specific details. Actually, I'm
Hmm.
sure people in comments will be like, "Oh, you're stupid. This is what it is," but and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, there it is." But uh,
It's
since
because
then,
it's because when a character did an AoE, it would hit your characters in order of squad placement for the damage being dealt. So it would hit
right?
your
Oh,
leader
so
first and then
so you wanted it to kill like Rex first, so that fives would sacrifice, right?
right. Whereas if you
Okay,
had fives there, he would die technically before all of the other clones.
right. So yeah, so my one superstition that I can think of right now is that I always put Rex as fifth, anyways, or not Rex, sorry, fives as fifth,
Hmm.
or third if it's 3v3.
Okay. It's not really a superstition. I can see why you do it.
Right. I mean, they fixed it, so it doesn't matter,
Right.
but
Right.
it's a little bit of a stition. Yeah.
That's the only one?
Can you think of any of those others that I have?
No. Well, not that you've told me.
I
But then I'm like, maybe you just don't tell me them so that I can't be like, ha, see, you're just like me.
That's me. I'm just like, oh no, Sarah will judge me.
Um, so I think the most obvious one that you know about is that I don't upgrade my characters past 5 stars when I'm farming their shards.
Yep, I am very aware of that.
Because you log into Professor X and you're like, why are none of these people upgraded? Or ships.
Yeah, I'm like, I could have used that to be. I could have really done a lot better if I'd had a 6 star there. Because I used some of those ships, damn it.
Well, it knows, and you just don't, it just doesn't give you the shards. Um,
Okay, so are you gonna tell people why you're doing this?
because the game knows that when you're upgraded it and then you're sitting there at 98 out of 100 and you're doing your farm and then it never drops and you're sitting there for days farming and then it just doesn't happen.
Yep.
So there's that one.
Okay.
I also, if I'm farming, I heard that by the way, this time. You picked this purposely during this superstition chat because it's not important to you. Um,
It's very important to me.
if I am farming a character or gear, I never farm them through the character screen, like for shards or for gear. I don't go to the character and then find the node. Like I always go directly to the node. And
Okay.
if I am farming shards on a
Mm-hmm.
hard node, so like 5 sims, I always do 3 sims first and then the last 2 sims together. I won't just do all 5.
That sounds really effective.
Yep. Hey, it gets me shards, okay? They drop.
All right. Good. I'm happy for you.
That's all the ones I can think of right now.
So, one thing I will say that it made me laugh because people. So lately there's been this discourse about, oh my gosh, you're so stupid, Zareth. Why would you sim in 20s? You know, like that's the most you can sim in. And
Right.
I,
I don't
I'm
do that.
like, I'm like, I don't want to spend time doing sims in smaller numbers. Like to me,
I
that
sim in
almost
threes.
it defeats the whole purpose of sims. It's like, hey, we're gonna save your time. You're like, hey, no, I'll just sim in threes, thank you. Okay, cool. So
I will
here's
just
the
sim in
thing.
threes, thank you.
Everyone says that they do that, and they do it. I'm sure they do. I'm not saying that you're lying about it. The I haven't seen any credible like actual math on it. No one has shown me that that actually is effective. And so I've been vocal about it on a couple different places, and then so of course then I went and I had really good RNG for the Thai Dorito, and then I
Mm-hmm.
had really bad RNG for the Mark Six, and people are like, "Gee, you're simming in 20s. I wonder why you could be having bad RNG." And
Mm-hmm.
it makes me laugh because I had comically bad RNG for it, and then my last 2 days were comically good and just like totally redeemed themselves. And
So
I had
it just came back out the exact same way, basically.
yeah, like maybe slightly worse RNG, but like you just expect that if it's RNG that sometimes it's going to be a little worse than usual. But
Mm-hmm.
it certainly wasn't just because I'm doing it in 20s. Because the first one, the Thai Dorito, it's not like I just secretly did them in threes. Like I,
Did
I
you?
did it in 20s. Like stupid Zareth, I should have done it in threes so that it would have been like closer to the average and gotten worse RNG. Like the number of people who made comments on that were like, "Geez, I wonder why." Like it just makes me laugh. I'm like, I have noticed no difference. The numbers that I've seen have been somewhat low sample sizes, so I don't necessarily
Mm-hmm.
like take that. But like almost all, I'm just like, there's almost no difference at all to the effectiveness. And if people want to spend their time doing threes, I really that could be that's the least of my worries.
That's fair.
People judging me on it is amusing, however, because
I
I
do.
haven't. Yeah.
I was gonna say I do know some people like for the chases specifically, they will sim in like 10 or 12, whatever is an easy number to figure out the percentage drop rate in terms of like how many shards you should get for that number of sims. So that they'll know like this was a bad roll, this was a good roll kind of thing, and like can keep track of it that way. But it has nothing to do with whether or not they think it will drop more. It's just so that they mentally know if they pulled a good number of shards or not.
I've had 3 different people message me in all caps that I
Mhm.
am clearly wrong about this since this is the discussion. Like just private messages, and I'm not telling you who or anything,
Mhm.
but like very clearly wrong about this. And I'm like, I guess, no disrespect to anyone who does it that way. I just don't. I want to see it. I want to see the numbers.
Right.
Like I want to see the proof of it. Like that's all. If I'm gonna waste my time, like I don't think I would anyways. Even if someone was like, "Hey, Zareth, here's the group. Like here's the sample size. It's huge. It's conclusive.
Mhm.
Simming in threes is better." I would publicly acknowledge it. First off, I'd be like, "All right, so I here's some numbers. I didn't believe it. I do. Here's the proof. I was wrong." And yet, I'm still gonna do it in 20s because I want to save time.
I think for me, when I do like if I do a large sim and I pull no shards or one shard or whatever, it just feels bad.
Well, I mean,
It feels
there is.
it feels less bad when it's smaller.
No, that's what she said. uh,
Uh,
um, jeez. Oh no. So, um, you're right though. Like, there's very little that could destroy you mentally as like you're supposed to get something like 6 to 10 or something out of your 20
hmm And you
sim.
get
You get
0
like yeah, or even
or
like
1.
one is almost worse because at least 0 you're like maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. Like
Right. Then you realize you didn't and you're like, God damn it.
right, damn it all, but you have that like little hope that kind of buoys you for a minute. Yeah. uh, but yeah, like getting 1 you're like, oh, like just got kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
So
Mm. Uh, all right.
it's
Well,
difficult, man.
those were the viewer questions.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Okay, so let's
Can we just start, instead of doing roster roasts, we'll do viewer question roasts?
go.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We actually do
Uh,
truly value people asking viewer questions. Ask in the comments on
mhm.
either my channel or Sarah's, or on the Discord server, the Gambit Discord server, found linked on either of our video descriptions. There's a channel called Crate
Right.
Expectations Viewer Questions.
Yeah. And or trigger
Or
photos.
trigger photos, yeah. Post either one. Or just hang out there. There's some people who just chat about things sometimes. I'm like, oh, yeah, you could use this for chat, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Um okay, so let's do a character review because we're not looking at any packs because they're all the same as usual. Although I do want to say, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have had so last week we talked about the daily deal packs rolling out to people, right? You know, the crystal
Uh huh.
packs that I
Mm
was
hmm.
complaining about that I never got. Um I have had multiple people tell me now that they have had them since like the beginning, or they were one of the first people to get them rolled out to them, and now they've started disappearing and they're not getting them anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Plot twist.
That is twisted. Oof.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So take that for, I don't know, whatever. I just thought it was interesting. But like multiple people have been like, they're not there for me anymore.
That's a little bit rough.
CG taketh and giveth.
Oof. Yeah, I guess that does sound like CG.
Okay. Character review.
Sure. I'm resizing your or in the game. I'm resizing
Oh,
your face a little bit.
oh, that's
There we
awkward.
go. It got weird.
Got weird. All right. So Captain Rick is coming and he has a Phoenix tag. Um, you suggested we should look at Hera.
Tag. I'm
Tag?
charmed. Charmed that you call it Tag. It's very Canadian of you.
Tag?
Whatever it is, however you say it is great, Sarah.
Did I say it wrong?
No.
It's just like the about a boot thing.
Yeah, sure. All right. So, what
Ah.
what do you like about Hera?
Um, it's been a while since I've used Hera. I know she's got her like it's kind of like I don't know, maybe I'm gonna describe it wrong, but it's like a mini like savior mechanic of sorts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
think
that's the
that's
backup plan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fun, right? Okay, so it's only for 3 turns that you get this for.
Yeah, you have to anticipate with, like, I've always thought it was fairly worthless, to be honest. Like, I
Mhm.
guess it's better in threes because you couldn't predict, but it's like basically saying it. It's like Aiden's ability, you know how she puts that thing up that it's like, hey, if you die, like what
You just
it
come
go,
back.
yeah, you come back. Like that's exactly what this is, except you have to. It's only works on one character, and you have to predict which one it is.
Right.
I mean, like, so she was released way before Aiden came out. Like Aiden versus Hera. I mean, probably this isn't the very best way to highlight power creep, but like
Mhm.
this is a mechanic that's meant to do essentially the same thing as Aiden's. Like, if you kill
Right.
us, we just come back thing, and like this is just way less awesome than Aiden's.
Right. That's fair. Um, yeah. And she has a Okay, wait. Sorry.
Okay.
Is it her leadership that makes them share all of their lovely unique abilities?
Yes,
Okay.
that's her. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
and
you don't have
as you
her
can see,
Omicron.
I do
Shocking.
Sorry,
No,
I
just being
don't have her
sarcastic.
Omicron.
Okay, so click off of 9, go to
Okay.
8, and we can see the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So they all share their uniques. Okay.
Right. Which is so there's this big debate, or maybe not debate. Like everyone's just questioning
Mhm.
with the Rex kit, because that's where his Omicron is in his unique.
Oh.
And so the question becomes like, there's a few things that are worded weirdly, and of course it's the they released the kit to us, but that's not the final verbiage necessarily. Like maybe it
Right.
is, maybe it isn't, but there's things that are like, if this happens, then Rex like assists, but if you just replace that with any character's name, then it looks like there's just a mass assist every time, basically.
Oh.
So, like, there's a few questions of exactly what things are intended for the unique to actually pass on from him. But at the very least, it does look like it's going to give all of Phoenix 50 speed in GAC,
Which is insane.
which is like puts them on like a somewhat even level with more modern
With
squads.
right, because okay, so his
They're crazy
Omicron,
slow. Hmm.
they are slow. His Omicron 5v5 is for Phoenix. Right. Okay, yeah, and 3v3 is for clones.
Right.
Man. Um, yeah, that's gonna be I didn't even think about his unique and how this would affect it, especially with the Omicron.
Right. Um, So yeah, and I mean, in a way, it's best if you don't think about it, because they'll probably just release a thing that says like, "Hey, this is the obvious way to do it."
Right. And
But
tell
like,
us.
I'll be honest, I haven't been as interested in a new marquee. I guess I was really interested in Marin when she was released,
Yeah.
but like the other ones, I just haven't been as interested at all. Um, Not for a long time, like Marin, and then for a long time before that. Like I'm like, yeah, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Like the Rex one is just I think because I just really like Phoenix. Like I it's such a weird thing, I guess, because I tend to be a competitive player, and a lot of times competitive players are accused of like, at least in other games I've played, they've been confused of or been accused of not enjoying the lore, and I'm like, I don't know, I might be a lore guy first, frankly.
Okay.
So I'm a huge fanboy for Phoenix, and I'm excited for it. I want him to get a lift. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So if they use a special ability, they
Hmm.
gain 40% turn meters. Is that what it said on leadership?
I think so. 20%.
20%
Oh,
turn
double,
meter.
but doubled for Phoenix allies with less than full health.
Oh,
So
with less than
basically,
full health. Okay, yeah, yeah. So probably just 20% then, typically.
right. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I
Oh, I
just
like it
haven't
that
I
it's the
haven't
rebel
watched.
symbol with Sabine's art. That's fun.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Huh. I
Uh,
just noticed it just now.
that is fun. I like that.
R-
That's a nice little nod.
Rise together, Safina. Yeah, that is
Hmm.
fun. Huh. Good job, past art department for CG. Like that's like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I wonder, I wonder, I wonder how much of the art department
It's still.
still there. Like they say that eventually our bodies are replaced. Like every molecule of every
Hmm.
part of our body is replaced every 7 years
Right.
or so. Like, is that the same way with CG? Like, is CG even the same group anymore at all?
Probably not.
Yeah, I think there's still a couple people, but mostly I think it's been swapped out. So, okay, one of the things that I really
Mhm.
like about Hera is just her basic, actually.
Really?
Well, because you don't find much damage
Mhm.
with them, and she doesn't expose.
Mm. On the healthiest enemy. if she's hitting the healthiest.
Right, which you have to really look hard. You know how like when you do effects, like that flashes the effect over their heads for a
Yeah.
second? That's how you can tell the healthiest ally is. It's just like she takes a turn and it just says healthiest over their head for like a couple seconds.
That's brutal.
It is. But a lot of times you're trying to drag down their tank or something
Hmm.
and this expose, I mean, because it's a squad that doesn't do much damage, having it exposed, it's pretty consistent, especially like in threes
Hmm.
or something like it, this actually does a significant amount. It adds up, and if everyone is calling mass assists, then
Oh,
this becomes way better because you're gonna expose someone and immediately do that much damage.
right. Which is great. You're gonna get through them a lot faster,
Right, and I'm
theoretically.
trying to remember now if Zeb's basic, if it stuns people if they're exposed, or I forget which status effects it stuns, but this is good though.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
suck, anyways. What's your unique?
Oh man. I don't think she doesn't have one.
Oh, look at her.
Hmm.
She's crazy. She does call an assist and gives them more potency when she calls the assist.
Is that part of okay, no. 25% more potency and 35% more damage.
Yeah, and Zeb actually does. If you put his Zeta on, he actually does quite a bit more damage. In fact. Oh, and it does
Oh.
50% potency, more potency if you apply the Zeta.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. And dispel all debuffs. And
Right.
reduce their cooldowns by one and grant them 50% turn meter.
It's actually fairly strong, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. Like, that's not that bad.
I mean, it's in the context of a pretty bad. Like, the problem is, like, a lot of those Phoenix characters are pretty good. They're just so slow, and
Right.
there's just not quite enough to really start chaining together stuff. Like, they don't quite do quite enough damage. They don't do quite a much enough turn meter gain to create, like, a turn meter train kind of situation. Like,
Right.
I'm really hoping that Rex jumps in there and kickstarts them really nicely.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
So, and I'm super curious now how his unique is going to factor in with this.
Me too.
Hmm.
I'm super excited. It's making me a little bit regret putting an Omicron on Tuscan Raider before GAC lock.
Mm. Because now you're out of Omicrons,
I only have one, and that needs to go on whichever the best one on Cal is, unless they're
right?
territory battle, in which case I'm saved.
In which case you're saved.
Or territory war for that matter. I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. Pass.
So as long as it's a GAC Omicron, got it.
Got it. Yep. Nailed
Noted.
it.
Uh, okay. So, do you have anything else about Hera to add?
Um I wish her ship was better.
Yeah.
She's portrayed in Rebels as a transcendent pilot, and that ship does very little.
Does not transcend.
Right? It barely sends. So
Uh, yeah. Yeah. I do wish that their ships were better.
it is fun though. Everyone. So who's she required for? Profundity, I
Profundity.
think.
Hmm.
Yeah. So most people at some point are gonna have a Relic 5 Hera, and now like it's a nice little head start for people if they want to start working on Phoenix.
Right. I mean, most people's probably look like mine with a Relic 5 Hera and purple Phoenix.
I know, it killed my soul just a tiny bit.
When you saw my Phoenix squad,
Yes.
it's fine. Everything is fine. There's nothing wrong here.
Yeah, situation normal. You don't even have any Zetas on any of them, Sarah.
No, they don't need them. They don't get used. They just hang out here.
I know.
It's fine.
I would be interested, actually. I don't know if Professor X is any better. He probably is not, frankly. I know the Sabine is a little better.
Yeah,
Ezra, I don't even know if he has his Zeta. But so I know I'm judgy about it. It still makes me sad to see it, even if it's on one of my own accounts.
it's okay. That's fair. It's a fair thing.
Gosh, I just realized I'm working on this new player guide, and Rex is gonna mess everything up
Mm. You have to see
because
how he fits.
because Phoenix are like the first squad you need to farm,
Yeah,
but you only need to get him to like gear 8.
and now you have Rex.
But now Rex might make it so that like, hey, this is your first gear 13 squad. Or, I don't know if it is or not. I need to see.
Man,
Man, life is very difficult at
you have to
times.
see what they're gonna counter.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Shall we roast a roster? How much time
Yeah.
do we have? Negative.
Ne- negative 6 minutes.
All right. Cool. Right on time.
Yep, about as usual.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll start keeping track of it in
Uh,
terms of not 30 minutes as over.
I doubt it. Uh,
Yeah, that won't happen.
no. All
Oh dear lord. All right.
right. So this is technically Son Holo's alt account, the bar. And he took this account over at the end of August. So somebody else was playing it. He took it over and has since been rectifying what they have done to it.
Rex defying.
Rectifying.
Okay, so they're in Black Spire Outpost. Do you know what that reference is? Just out of curiosity.
Top of my head. I feel like I should.
So it's the location in Disney. First off,
Mm.
when you go to Disneyland or Disney World,
Mm-hmm.
that's where people. That's the
Ooh.
location that you get to explore.
Yep.
It's also referenced in a few different books and stuff. It's way on the outskirts of the galaxy, though. Not that that's relevant for this roast, but okay. So San Holo, and remember, guys, patrons get to cut line to get the roster roasted first. So
Right.
if you subscribe to either of our Patreon, you get a cut in line.
Get the line.
Yeah.
All right. Um, so 7.7 million.
Oh, that's so hard for me to gauge. Okay.
Okay.
Dude, Professor X is now 9 million GP.
That's ah man.
I had a new Galactic Legend every, like, 2 million or something.
So
One day, I'm just going to discover that you're farming Sith Eternal Emperor behind my back.
I did not put gear on Krennic today.
The fact that you said that makes me so nervous.
Good. Okay. Shit. Oh man. Okay, okay. Oh, what are we missing? What are we
Stars on Executor and Profundity.
well, yeah.
Both.
And
Sheesh.
Radis and Finalizer?
Finalizer, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so San Holo takes it over, and the account turns to shit.
Oh man.
Jeez,
Okay,
that's a
so
bummer, man.
oh gosh, there's just so many ships that have been ignored.
I know. Like, you don't like need Lando's Falcon, but gosh, I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, Hyena Bomb. What, dude?
Right.
No, no.
Right, four
Oh,
stars with the Relic 7 Malevolence.
dude.
Ouch.
Like, you've had it since August. Like, there's not an excuse for that. Like, you gotta do better than that. Like, your Tide Dorito has more stars than the Hyena Bomber.
Ah. The first order ships are just not anything. But also there's no finalizer. So I'm kind of like, but Hyena Bomber hurts.
Well, but here's the thing: like Finalizer and Radis are not things that you should like rush.
Right.
You should absolutely be like passively working on them though. Try to just slowly over the course of a year and a half or whatever unlock
Hmm.
them.
Right. And like get their
So
requirements and
uh, because they become super handy. At some
right.
point, you're like, hey, this is really nice to have these extra ships. At the very least, to have like burners. I mean, that sounds stupid, but it's nice to have them as tools.
Hmm.
Okay, Vulture Droid is actually shares a node with Fennec.
Oh, really? Is
I
it?
think it shares a node with someone important. Maybe it's Iden. I don't remember now.
It might be Iden. Because Fennec is with, I think Fennec's with the bomber.
B28. You're right.
Yeah.
I mix it because I'm farming both of those nodes. Even though I don't have Iden all the way done. This is on my Prevail Man, my smaller account.
Right.
But I do have Fennec all the way farmed. But I'm still farming that node for the stupid bomber.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, your
Ah,
TIE Defender is 6 stars. Jeez, man.
yeah. 6 stars. Karth. Even Hawk is
Oh
4. That hurts
no.
too, because that's a Cantina farm, right? For even Hawk.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough one to
That's hard.
do, but so that's a Leviathan requirement though too, isn't it? Ebonhawk,
It is.
a 7 star. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that he's on there. Yikes.
Well, get cracking on that.
Hmm.
Not saying you should spend money like a kraken, to be
Right.
clear.
Right. Okay. So, and then you have like the rest is pretty stereotypical, I think.
And then at some point, things get like slightly better. Okay.
Right. This is what
Think
you would expect, I think.
sure.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
towards like,
Tell me why you have geos with relics on them, and then you don't have hyena or vulture farmed.
man.
Like, just it's miserable. I don't like Kyber
I
3. I guess that's just where accounts go to die.
Hey, I
What?
bounce around to Kyber 3 sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm totally. Oops.
Oh man.
Well, not to mention Professor X is honestly like in danger of that this season because the new Krons are just gonna be so difficult to overcome.
Man.
But no,
Um, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So ships are fun.
for sure.
I don't know how much Datacron stuff he's doing. I would like to think he's paying more. Okay, that's a decent number.
Well,
Paying more
yeah.
attention to Conquest. So when
No, that's pretty good.
I don't remember the exact state of it when he took it over. I feel like there was only like 1 or 2 GLs unlocked. Um, and I know it didn't have cat.
Nice. Okay.
So that's what I remember off the top of my head.
Well,
But
so looking at it, it's like he clearly doesn't have Lord Vader. He clearly doesn't have Sith Eternal Emperor. I didn't, and probably
right,
oh, and not Supreme Leader Kylo,
right.
and not Rey. So he's at least missing 4
All right, let's go see.
Jills.
Hey, look at that. Missing 4.
Hey, I
Okay, so
must be a genius.
has gotten
Just
cat
kidding.
though. So that's better. Should I just sort by speed right away?
Yeah.
I did not look at it by the way, like ahead of time, so I don't know what factions we want to look at, but just so you know. Okay.
This
Um
is this is such a crap game. I do so bad at it every time.
uh,
I'm like, I don't know.
you're like
Like all
what?
of these look like they should. So for those of you who are new to this, we try to pick the line where choose the
Mhm.
line. Where do people stop being 300 speed?
Right. Oh
And
man.
like honestly, these are actually pretty good priorities.
Right.
Um,
Oh,
Until you get to Chrysanthemum. Sheesh. It's a quick little fur ball. It's not little.
it's big and hairy.
That's.
Jesus. Ah. Um,
Hmm.
where is grief?
Scroll up a little. I thought maybe we saw. No. Is he okay?
I don't know. I don't think he's safe though. Okay. I'm very concerned. Where? All right. We're gonna have to look at the bounty hunters. But um, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? What do you want to do?
Um. Yeah, I think I went first last time, so you can
Okay.
now.
Um, man, this is like a decent list. Um, frig. I'm gonna say Rex.
Wow. Okay. A
I know
bold strategy.
that I'm being. Oh man, that might that might blow up my face. I just know. I know he knows mods are important.
No, I mean he does actually have a pretty good priority list. I'm gonna say Han Solo.
Okay.
Honestly, like Rex might be a good choice. Rex should be try to be over 300 in general. But,
Let's see. On is 297.
ooh,
Ooh, okay. So what's Padme? 300.
man, I actually came real close to saying
You,
Padme instead of Han.
man, you were basically right on it.
Pretty close. Nice. I actually won one. This is fun. This is fun.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
That's
Wait. Let's.
actually not that bad though.
How
That's
fast
what?
is Rex?
Oh yeah, how fast is Rex? 292.
All right, it wasn't a bad guess.
Okay.
I think it's pretty reasonable. Like one would
That's
hope that someone would have their boss go over 300, but like you said, grief is just
MIA.
yeah,
That
just
that's not bad. 297 and then five characters down the line you got 292.
nah, it's not bad. In fact, it's okay.
All right. Okay. Can we look at bounty hunters? Because I want to know what happened to grief.
This is only going to cause you grief, but go for it.
I know. Uh, uh,
Oh, he's gear 12 with nothing on him.
it's not. Uh, it's not ideal, but it's not awful. Could be worse.
Um, it could be a little bit worse. How fast is he? Because their boss is less than 300. Let's see how fast he is.
242.
Whoa!
That's real slow.
It's slow. Real slow. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So go ahead and work on that, please,
Hmm.
Mr. Holo.
Um,
All right. Fennec is
where's Fennec? Shock 7.
she's relic 7 with what's her Zeta even do?
Ooh, there's no dad bod. I just
That's
realized
fine.
that.
That's fine. No one needs him. People are trying to figure out what Dad Bod Boba does. Or what? No, not what Dad Bod, but what we should call Old Man Rex.
Yeah.
And someone suggested Dad Bod Rex, like DBR,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like more like GBR, like Grandpa Bod Rex, but I don't know if that's what we
Uh,
should call him or not because they're the same person actually, kind of.
right? They kind of are. It's kind of creepy.
It is a little bit.
Um, someone suggested Papa Rex in the H&N server.
Okay.
Yeah. Just saying.
I
Um,
mean, there is like there's less appropriate ones too, which make me chuckle at least.
I, I don't remember what her Zeta does, and I just realized that I can't actually see what it does
Oh, that's
in the
so lame.
screen. Isn't that lame? Like, why can't I just, I mean, I get it, but also I want to see what it does.
I guess I can look on my phone real quick.
Um,
Okay, so no priority on Fennec. Got it.
no.
They're like, hey, I just relicked like one of the coolest characters ever. May as well not invest in them more for some reason.
Man, no dad bod. I wonder if he has Maul.
Why does that? Why do you care so much about this dad bod thing?
Because it's a conquest character, so I'm curious which ones he's behind on.
Okay.
That's all. It makes sense in
Um.
my brain.
Okay, so go to Sith then. Let's see how he's doing on. Does he have Malgus?
No.
He has an Omicron on Treya at Gear 12 though, so that's the thing.
Ooh.
I hate to say it, but
Mhm.
my Prevail Man account at 4 million something has more relics on their Treya squad than you.
That hurts.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be kind. This is a roster roast, Sarah.
Um, okay. Ooh, and 3-star Sith Trooper.
He's just like, yeah, I'm not interested.
No first order. Um,
Sheesh, man.
I want to see if he has Maul. No Maul.
I mean, Maul is tough to like. So if you're prioritizing Cat,
Hmm.
like,
He's got Cat. Cat's relict.
yeah. So, but if you didn't have either of them, this
Hmm.
is my only time I'm gonna come to his defense.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like I think Cat needs to be prioritized over Maul, and you can like they're kind of mutually exclusive. Like all the things that it takes to farm one
Hmm.
extra hard is also required. It's like, hey, do you want to refresh the Cat proving grounds? Cool. It costs as much crystals as it would cost to refresh the Maul proving
Right.
grounds, and now there's GET3 we can farm both of them with, but it's the same amount for either one.
Yeah, you're basically having to pick. Pick your poison.
Right, so maybe he's prioritizing Maul. Honestly, like without Lord Vader here, Maul isn't crazy important, anyways.
True.
Unfortunately, I
True.
like him a lot, and he's just kind of disappointing in some ways. Oh, by the way, the relic 8 or the level 8
He's a.
for leadership on Fennec.
Hmm.
When an ally loses overconfident, Fennec gains 20% turn meter, which can be handy, but that's not an absolute
It's not
must,
crazy.
to be
I
honest.
I just noticed his Sabine is relic 6.
Nice. Oh,
Okay.
hey, look at that. A poor decision pays off nicely.
That's gonna be great for Rex.
So ironically, I think Sabine and Ezra are on the list. Like probably not going to be used.
Really
Yeah.
nuts. Well, I mean, that's still not bad, like in terms of the other ones.
No, I mean it's cool. I
That's
like seeing this. Frankly, like yay, San Holo did something. It wasn't his choice, but
it probably came like this.
probably.
Uh, okay. Pick another faction and then we can call it.
Night sisters, please.
Ooh, you're on a Night Sister kick.
I just like to see people using squads that are good.
Hmm.
And when I see them using crap squads, like what would you say you do here? Like he has a 4-star Marin,
Yeah.
but no Zeta. You don't have to have an Omicron. That's a little hardcore. I mean, I did it for Professor X, but I'm crazy. And I already had the Omicron for Asajj, so it's like may as well. But
Can
but
you
you have all the Zetas here. Why not relic Old Dakamore, please?
can you side note put the Zeta on Marin when she's not gear 12? Is that the one that they locked?
No,
Or
no.
was that
You can
just an
put.
ability that they
I,
locked?
it's possible. Now I don't remember exactly, but it's possible that the other ability that they locked
Mhm.
is also has a Zeta. But I think there's a Zeta before
Right.
that as well.
Okay. But you know what I'm talking about with the,
Yeah. So gear 12 for to unlock one of the abilities. Yep.
yeah, Shadow Stride. That's the one. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
The account that you work on so diligently and awesomely.
right. That I
And
gear
that's
track
not
on.
and that's not me. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Marin does have two different Zetas,
Okay.
but you can put an Omicron and a Zeta on her right now. Not
Mhm.
again. Not saying you have to do an Omicron, but like she really, really, really likes. She's amazing. She is so good, actually. Even at this low gear, it's nuts how good she is.
It's
She's
crazy to think about.
yeah, like just revolutionizing Night Sisters. But you need a better old DACA. You have all the Zetas on here. You're reluctant to apply Zetas to things, but you're gonna put Zetas on all the Night Sisters and then leave them in this crap state. It's depressing, man.
Man.
It's quite the buzzkill.
Uh, all right. I can't think of anything else that I would want to look at off the top of my head.
Good. I didn't want to look at more, anyways. Now look at smugglers, just real quick, please.
Mm.
Gonna see how their vendor Chewy is.
It's like that, in case you wanted to make yourself sad.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next week.
It's over.